You're listening to Unlocked, Your Career by Design with Samantha Florence, Fortune 100 executive, billion-dollar business leader, and founder of Powerhouse Code. Here, you'll discover how to build authority, attract opportunities, and lead with authentic presence. If you're ready to claim your spotlight and step into your next level, you're in the right place. Let's unlock your career by design. If you've ever been the woman everyone relies on, but no one gives the opportunity for the next level, this episode is your turning point. Because the shift from overlooked to unstoppable isn't about becoming someone else. It isn't necessarily acquiring new skills, getting another degree. It's about remembering who you are and leading from that power. Over the past 4 episodes, we have unpacked the unwritten rules, the myths that hold you back, and the patterns that keep you stuck. Today, we're bringing it all together and stepping into the identity that will change how you show up in every room you walk into. So before I get into it, a quick recap. Episode 1, we talked about the unwritten rules that no one teaches you. Episode 2, we talked about why hard work alone is not enough. In episode 3, I showed you the 3 career killers that quietly stall your growth. And episode 4, I introduced the philosophy of by design, not by chance, whether that's your career, your life, or your business. And in this episode, we are going to talk about how do you become the woman that embodies all the things I've been sharing from episode 1 to 4? How do you become that powerhouse professional and live as a act, behave, do all the things that embodies the powerhouse professional identity? So, like I shared before, we have been taught to prove instead of positioning, to please instead of leading. And the cost of staying in that is, imagine if you want to prove that you're good enough, that you want to show that you're really, really good at your job, like most people do, to get that performance review that is glowing. Who benefits from that? And what I want to say, or the point I want to make and allude to is, it's not necessarily you. It's somebody else. Because you're showing up, you're doing the work, you're probably working harder and harder and harder, proving yourself, proving that you're worthy, proving that you're good enough, proving that you're ready for your next level. And by doing that, what I often see happening is it turns into exhaustion, resentment, and invisibility because you're working harder, you're going harder on the career treadmill, but you're not necessarily moving forward. And the differentiation or the realization really is that you don't need to earn your worth. You need to own your value. Those are 2 very different things. Owning your worth versus owning your value. I want you to think for a second, how does that land with you? When I say you need to earn your worth versus you need to own your value. Do you feel a difference? Do you experience a difference in how it's landing with you? One is about proving you're good enough. The other one is knowing that you're good enough and positioning yourself for the things that you really want in your life, in your career, in your business. So what does it look like to operate as a powerhouse professional? And surprise, surprise, that's why I founded Powerhouse Code, because it's a code. So a powerhouse professional is a woman who owns her impact, or professional. If you are one of my friends, family, coworkers who's listening and you're not a woman, this counts for every professional. So a powerhouse professional is a professional who owns their impact, leads with authenticity, so really not pretending to be someone else or to wear a mask, and designs their career intentionally. What does that mean, Sam? Give me like the DL, the download. So designing your career intentionally is about you being in the driver's seat. And this is where I get very often, but I don't make the decisions. There are no open roles. We are going to a reorg. I'm not seen. All the things. And we talked about that in the last episode, I believe, or was it episode? Yeah, it was episode 4, about giving your power away. versus taking back your power, knowing where you would be headed towards, and start building that bridge. And stop comparing yourself to others, blaming your manager and your leaders. No, this is about you. This is about designing your career with intention. Now, I understand that there are external factors at play. If there's no open position, there is no open position. If you are in a very hierarchical company and you are not in the top 5%, then you're not in the top 5%. But the difference between a powerhouse professional and somebody who leaves their career to chance is understanding where you want to go, being very clear, and start building your path intentionally. Okay? So, powerhouse professional, I do not want to hear about they don't see me, they don't recognize me, there are no open positions, yada, 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 yada. No. Let's turn inside. What can you do to influence? What can you do to control? And let me ask you this question. Are you clear on what you really want? Because it's very easy to say you're not getting the opportunities, but are you 200% clear on what you want? Okay, that's another episode. So back into the 3 characteristics of the powerhouse professional. Number 1, and it's the 3 C's. Number 1 is clarity. Knowing who you are and what you stand for. Because clarity is power. Why is clarity power? Because imagine, again, I want to make the comparison with if you are a football player or a soccer player, if you're listening from the US, and you are on the pitch and you have 10 goals. Which one is the winning shot? If you have 10 goals and you need to divide your energy over 10 goals, then what is the chance of winning? Versus having the one goal that is very clear that you need to get the ball in that goal. Okay? So again, number 1 is clarity. Clarity is power. Confusion is not. Number 2, confidence. Leading with presence, not permission. Not waiting for a title, not waiting for a job description, not waiting for somebody to tap you on the shoulder and say, okay, you can speak up, you can lead. No. Owning your power, owning your strengths, owning your skills, and leading with presence. Showing the way, showing how it's done. And the thing with confidence is it's not a feeling. I can tell you, because I talk often about research, women in the C-suite, senior leaders, they still battle imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs, and all the things. I still battle imposter syndrome and limiting beliefs, but I have come to know how I navigate it. Because confidence isn't a feeling, it's a decision to show up before you're ready. And that's what differentiates the 10%. Feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And then the 3rd C is credibility. So building visibility through results and a reputation and building it consistently. Now, I want to pause here on results, right? Because in the previous episodes I shared, it's not about working harder. It's not about having the best performance reviews. So I want to make sure that you understand that building your visibility to results is not the same as working harder or getting the best performance reviews. Those things are great, but what I mean here is results that are aligned to strategy, that are aligned to your next level goal that you're trying to get to. So everything I will share in the upcoming episodes or the interviews I will host with guests will be around mindset shifts, the stories behind the polished profiles, and LinkedIn profiles and resumes, and then also positioning. But in order to position yourself for your next level goal, you need to be extremely clear on what that goal is. Because then when I talk about building visibility through results, I'm talking about results that position you for your next level goal. Okay? So I'm not talking about doing more, working harder, focusing only on that glowing performance review. I'm talking about the right results that position you for what you want. And what I'm really excited about, extremely excited about, is I will also have stories of Powerhouse Code alumni that have completed my signature program, Elevate You. And Maria, she will be the kicking off this series, and she won the Breakthrough of the Year last year. That was 2024. Yes, 2024. And Maria was stuck in a role where she didn't feel she had a clear path. She didn't know what to do. She felt stuck, like she couldn't move forward. And it gave her anxiety and, self-doubt. And she will tell her own story once she gets on the podcast. And the beautiful thing is, when we work together over the course of 2 months, it only took 2 months, she became laser sharp on her goal. She became laser sharp on her unique talent DNA. And within 2 months, she went from unstuck, not seeing a path, not seeing a future, to landing her dream role in a different country, moving countries. And when I asked her what was the biggest breakthrough, the biggest unlock for you, I thought she would say the new role, the salary that came with it, moving countries. And what she told me was the greatest unlock was the confidence and the belief that I could actually get what I really want. And that is mind-blowing to me, right? Because that's why I also keep saying the how-tos, all the things, yes, it's important. But there's so many people talking about that out there. And you can have all the how-tos, all the tactics, all the direction. Imagine if you're going on a road trip. You have everything. You have the map, you have the destination, your car has fuel or is charged if you're EV, but you don't believe you can get there. Do you think you're going to get there? So that's the unlock. So again, Maria's story, can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And then another reminder, your next level is not waiting for another certification or performance review. It's waiting for the moment you decide to see yourself differently. The moment you decide to see yourself differently, to change your mindset, believe that you can be that next level version of yourself, and most important of all, start unlearning the things that are holding you back. Your mindset, your behaviors, your actions, are they still serving you? Are they bringing you closer to your goal, or are they distracting you from your goal? Imagine walking into your next meeting, your next performance review as the professional who knows your value instead of wanting to be recognized for your worth in the form of compliments, in the form of recognition, in the form of a good performance review. Imagine sharing your ideas with conviction. And not because you're seeking approval, but because you know they matter. Not having to worry about imposter syndrome or self-doubting, the self-doubt, questioning yourself, overthinking after the meeting. After you've spoken up and shared the ideas, did I do it right? Did I say the right thing? What was that facial expression I got? Like, no, you don't have bandwidth for that, right? You already have, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably have a very busy life, career, and business that takes up 40 hours of your week. Do you really want to spend more time overthinking, ruminating on things that could have gone different or better? Because the realization comes with the fact that you are your brand. You are the strategy. You are the powerhouse professional. And I know because I'm living it, I am in corporate. I know that you operate within a system. I know that there are people who have more influence or who has decision-making rights. But when I see the difference in those that progress versus those that don't, it starts with a decision. And I talk about this a lot. You hear often that life is choice, life is options, all that BS. Life is decision. What timeline are you choosing? What path are you choosing? And when you make that decision, The stars start to align. And then you can bring in the tactics and the strategies and all the things, but it starts with a decision. Because if I were to give you all the unwritten rules, all the tactics, all the strategies today, would you get to where you want to be? Probably not. So, 5 episodes, launch of Unlocked Your Career by Design. I am so excited. This marks the beginning of a new chapter for me, a new chapter for Powerhouse Code, but most important of all, a new chapter for you. Because this is not just a podcast, it is a podcast for you. Everything I will be sharing here is in order to get you closer to what you actually want. That's number 1. And I would love feedback, questions, or topics you want to see covered, because then I can incorporate that, because this is for you. Okay. So wrapping up episode number 5, you've learned the rules, you know the myths that you need to break, and you know what it means to leading by design versus leaving your life, career, and business to chance. So now it's time to embody it. I am so excited about the weeks that are to come, the months that are to come, and I would really hope that you let me know what is it that you want to hear about, that you want to see me cover, what type of guest do you want. Obviously, I have a plan, because if you know me, I always have a plan. Like, planning is my middle name. And I'm really looking forward to this new journey. So let me know. You can contact me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, send me an email. All the details will be in the show notes. As a reminder, follow Unlocked Your Career by Design on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite platform, and leave a 5-star review and share your favorite episode from this launch series. And when you're ready to go deeper, follow me on Powerhouse Code over on Instagram, or send me a DM and we can talk about options to start designing your career intentionally. Because this is your moment. Let's unlock your career by design. You have been listening to Unlocked Your Career by Design with Samantha Florence. If today's episode sparked something, here's your next step. Follow the show and leave a 5-star review. That's how we reach more ambitious women ready to break barriers. And if you know a colleague or friend who needs this, share it with them, because lifting one woman lifts us all. Until next week, keep owning your spotlights.